All right, well, it's a beautiful day for taking some pictures, even if they are ugly ones. We're going to see a lot of sunshine for Albuquerque and down south, but look what's happening up north. And I've been talking about these high clouds. They are thickening up. They are quite thick, but they're still not bringing any rain. So it looks really gray. Looks like it could bring in some rain or some snow, but it's just not going to happen. And these are all streaming in from the west. This is a time lapse from the last 3 hours or so. And we do have that steady stream of cloud cover moving in. It is starting to thin out just a little bit, and we will see that kind of mix in with some of the sunshine as this whole weak disturbance moves our way and brings in some cooler air for us as we go into the weekend. So right now for Albuquerque, mainly clear. Again, down south, clear too. And you can see the cloud cover moving into the Four Corners as well. And then as we go through tomorrow and into Sunday, a disturbance is going to move overhead, and that could keep some of the cloud cover around even across central and southern New Mexico. And when we have the cooler air moving in too, that's going to mean cooler conditions for us. But today, we're still talking above average temperatures. In fact, out east, we're already in the mid-70s, 76 in Tucumcari. Up in Clayton, we're at 73. Down to southeast, temperatures generally in the 70s too, getting close to 80 in Hobbs. And back across the Four Corners, that cloud cover and up in the northern mountains really preventing a lot of that sunshine from getting through. So temperatures aren't too warm here. We're in the mid-50s in Taos right now, Durango at 54, and then over in Farmington we're at 54 degrees too. So if we get enough sunshine, we'll warm it up nicely there too. But if not, it is going to stay a bit cooler, and then with the cold front moving through later on today, everyone's going to see cooler temperatures for the weekend. So here's a bigger look at the picture, and you can see that band of cloud cover stretching all the way into parts of the Midwest on up, and then back to our west we have another system that's going to be moving through, and so we are going to be looking at cloud cover building in, but still again very little moisture heading our way. And despite the dip in the temperatures and despite the cloud cover around, we're going to be looking at a dry weekend. So for today, mainly mild conditions across most of the state, with the exception of east of the central mountain chain with that westerly flow that really gets things heated up on the other side of the mountain. So we're going to be looking at a very warm day there. And then the cold front comes in late today, and that means tomorrow we'll see a big drop in temperatures, especially out east. Temperatures will go from highs today well into the 70s and 80s to up in the northeast, highs only in the 50s and 60s, and we'll top out right at 70 degrees for many areas down in the southeast. We'll stay cool for Sunday, and then as we go into next week, we warm things back up again. Here's your forecast region by region. Southern Colorado, partly sunny skies, a lot of cloud cover around today, and we could even see some of that linger into tomorrow too. Highs mainly in the low to mid-60s, overnight lows tonight down into the mid-20s. The cloud cover, if it sticks around, overnight lows may not be quite as chilly. For the northwest, partly sunny skies, cooler today, 69 the high for Farmington, even cooler tomorrow, with highs in the mid-60s and then overnight lows in the upper 20s. Going into next week, we'll slowly try to warm things up a bit. South and west, partly cloudy, beautiful day here, just a few clouds moving in later on this afternoon, with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s, 72 the high for Silver City, and then you're back to the 60s in the afternoons as we go into next week. South and east, highs in the low to mid 80s today for most of you. The Sacramento Mountains, Ruidoso 70, Cloudcroft 60, and then as we go through next week, we'll see temperatures staying in the 70s for the most part. Tomorrow, 71 in Roswell, but then take a look at Wednesday, Thursday, we're back into the low 80s. For the northeast, breezy conditions at times with highs in the low 70s for most of you, some of you getting into the upper 70s and low 80s, and then tomorrow 58 the high for Las Vegas. We're back to the 60s starting on Sunday, 70 by Wednesday. Your forecast for the northern mountains, a lot of cloud cover around today, especially the farther north you go. Santa Fe looking at a high of 65, and then only in the 50s for most of you up in the mountains. Overnight lows tonight down into the 20s and 30s, and then going into the weekend, low to mid 60s for Santa Fe, and then it gets a little warmer for next week, but we stay bone dry all week long. East Mountains, partly cloudy skies and cooler, and we're going to be looking at overnight lows down into the low to mid 30s, and as we go through the next couple of days, it will get a little bit cooler for you. The metro area, temperatures in the low 70s, overnight lows tonight down into the low to mid 40s, and your 7-day forecast here, looking at highs in the 60s this weekend, staying dry through next week, but we got the clock on there, we got the Energizer Bunny right here. It's a good reminder. We got to flip the clocks back. You get an extra hour of sleep, and don't forget to change the batteries in your smoke detector and the detector for carbon monoxide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a good time to do it. So I guess we got this to
remember the
remind everybody.
bunny. All right.